Recently, someone asked me for tips for new beginners on spending time with God. I'll give you 3 tips for spending time with God every day. Number 1, schedule. What does that mean? That means picking how much time you're going to spend with God and at what time of day you're going to do it. That means if you're going to spend an hour, that's the amount of time, and the time of day would be 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And that is your schedule. That's what you're going to do. An hour at this time. That's number 1. Number 2, in that place, using worship music that expresses your heart and adoration of Jesus. And as you do this, you will open up your ability to perceive the presence of the Lord. And just lingering there, that's the purpose of spending time with God. It's being aware of God. And then from that place, going into the scriptures, having a book that you are reading, a book of the Bible that you're reading, and knowing the chapter that you're on. You read through that chapter in the sweet sense of His presence, and then as you're reading, you circle the verses that stick out to you. Then linger in His presence and go back to the verses that stuck out to you, and you read them again. This will help you if you take a pen and a paper and look at the verses that stuck out to you and then reword them in your own words. Explain them to yourself by the Spirit. And then from that place, you begin to pray those things back to God. And as you pray them back to God, you mix in there the things that are coming in the day. You're making your request known to God. This takes such a short amount of time. And if you're not finished with your hour by the end of that, you just start all over again. Go right back into worship and linger in His presence. And then when you feel the sense of His presence moving you on, you go right to the text. You read that chapter, circle the verses that stick out to you, and then from there, go back into worship, then to the verses that stuck out, and then explain them to yourself by the Spirit. These are just real practical keys that will help you in your beginning time with God. In beginning time with God, this will help you tremendously. And you say, what about encounters and the empowerment of the Spirit and the glorious shakings? And those things will come. But these are the building blocks. Schedule, worship, the Word. Be encouraged. If you haven't been spending time with God every day, I encourage you. It will change everything about you again and again, because it is His person. God bless you guys.